Hello and welcome to this short video which tries to explain what cyclical school is. Thank you to everybody who on Facebook and other forums have suggested ways of improving and refining this idea, but I think finally I've got something here that I can present in a few moments in a little Facebook video so that folk can get an idea of what it is that I have in mind. First of all, I've used this acronym CLASS, where C stands for Contact Limited, L for Local, A for Accessible, and the two S's are Sustainable and Scalable. So I'll just go through each of these. Contact Limited means it's suitable for a time when not everybody can get into school, when perhaps we can only use the buildings at 40% capacity. That's the figure that I've worked with mainly. A time when we can't be physically close to each other because of the virus that's in circulation. L stands for local. This is something that's still going to be delivered in schools and perhaps in other public buildings. It's accessible. We're not relying on people having access to the internet, although that will help. There's a way in the way cyclical school works. There's a way in which students who don't have internet, who don't have smartphones and all the latest tech, they also can still engage. It's sustainable. We can keep it going. Whatever happens, whether we go up to level 4 in the 5-point scale of how dangerous the virus is, or whether we're down at 1 or 2, there's a scale factor that's built into here also. So that's what the other S stands for. Okay, so how does it work? Well, basically, if you've got a school of, let's say, 1,200 pupils, so here's our school of 1,200 pupils, just made up like that. By working at 40% capacity, let's just think this through. Let's say that's made up of 200 year 7s, 200 year 8s, and so on, and then 200 in the 6th form. Now, ordinarily, all those students would be in on the same day. But the way that cyclical school works is that it brings 2 year groups in at a time. So, let's start my notes here. Over a period of a fortnight, so here's your fortnight, and here are your year groups. We're going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to divide this up. So, got Key Stage 3, Key Stage 4, and Key Stage 5. Okay, so on the Monday and the Tuesday of the first week, and on the Thursday and the Friday of the second week, Year 7 are in. Year 8 are in Monday, Tuesday, and they're also in Wednesday, Thursday. Year 9 are in Friday, Monday, and they are also in Tuesday, Wednesday. Year 10 are in Friday, Monday, and are also in Tuesday, Wednesday. Year 11 are in Wednesday, Thursday, and are also in on Thursday, Friday. And the provision for 6th form is flexible. Now I'm going to colour these blocks in 2 colours, and I'll explain why. There are 2 phases to cyclical school. One, the blue phase, I'm going to call that evaluate. That's when the students bring in the work that they've done whilst they've been out of the building, as it were, and with their teachers they go over their work, perhaps take an assessment, and so on. The other one is, I'll show you in orange, and that is engage. That's when you share new material with pupils, and this here, that's when they're on their own, although they do have support by the phone and via digital channels. Now, to make this work, obviously there's got to be a big gap between engage and evaluate. So, year 8 are engaging here, and they are evaluating there. So the whole of that period when they're working independently. Then year 9, they're engaging here, and they're evaluating there. Same thing for year 10, evaluating there, having engaged here, and their learning cycle goes that way. Then year 11, they are going to engage here. No, they're not. They're going to engage there, aren't they? They're going to engage there, and they're going to evaluate there. Okay, so that's the way that it works. And the sixth form, we'll come to that later. Now, you should see from that, on any one particular day, you've got 2 year groups in. Either a Key Stage 3 and a Key Stage 4. In fact, it is a Key Stage 3 and a Key Stage 4 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of the days. But on Mondays, you have Year 7 and Year 8 both in at the same time. So you've got 2 Key Stage 3 cohorts both in. So at any one time, you have about 400 kids in school in this example, and that's divided up into 2 year groups. Now the beauty of this is you only actually have to write, what did I write? I wrote 3 timetables, I think, so 3 days of timetable. One where a Key Stage 3 maps against a Key Stage 3, one where a Key Stage 3 maps against a Key Stage 4. That was it actually. There was just the 2 of that. So how are you going to break your groups up? So here's your year group. I'll start using a bit of scale now. I might change pages, I think. Here's my year 7 cohort, and there's 200 of them. Okay. Now, COVID and all that dictates that class sizes ideally need to be kept as small as possible. In this case, we can cut them down to classes of 10. So you get 20 times 10 students per class. And each one of these groups, let's take one, these people here, let's shade them in, find a better colour than that. Here we go, there's our class of 10 students. And they stay in the same room. The teachers will come to them, and over a period of 2 days they will have an experience of every single subject that they study. So for example, and here's a timetable, you might come in and run a lesson from 8:50 through to 9:35, another one from 9:35, what would that be, to 10:15, run another one from 10:15 to 10:55, and then you have a break. Then you do one from 11:15 to 11:55, another one from 11:55 through to 12:35. Then you'd take some lunch. Then you'd go from 13:15 to 13:55, and from 13:55 to where that goes to 14:35. So, and then you finish. Why do you finish so early? It's so that you can go around and do all your deep cleaning. And that's supposed to be a spray thing, and yeah, that's rubbish, isn't it? Anyway, that's a possible timetable, and if you've got 14 subjects being taught at Key Stage 3, that's fairly typical. You would be able to get all of your students through all their subjects, getting at least 40 minutes of tuition in over the 2 days. I'm going to stop there just for a moment. I think that's quite long enough, and I post another video shortly going into a bit more detail about how this might work. Thanks for watching.